Well, hi guys. Do I look smart enough now? Or do I look too bright? I guess I do look kind of bright, though light is a little bright, but that's okay. Anyway, I want to speak a little more about the NRA, guns, and the weapons manufacturers. In the society we live in, what are firearms used for? Hunting? Well, a few of them are. Target shooting on the firing range and getting all excited and feeling the weapon fire and seeing targets get blown away and things like that. Oh man, that makes us feel real powerful, doesn't it? Over our lives, which we don't really seem to feel we have much power over. At least quite a few people don't feel they do. Do we collect guns? Some people do. I've collected a few older weapons. I don't want any assault rifles, but I do collect older weapons. I have a lot of knives too. But if you're willing to be honest with yourself and with one another, what are the weapons really for? Why do we have them? Why do we think we need them? Why are we told by Fox News and the military industrial complex and the NRA that we need them? The real answer is to kill human beings. It's not a matter of the Second Amendment and protecting our rights. We've got the right to own guns, but why do we need assault rifles? Dress it up all the NRA spin, Fox News convince you to. Buy the psychobabble of the military-industrial complex, especially the gun manufacturers, and convince yourselves that it's dangerous in the world because the world is full of dangerous people who want what you have, or it's full of unregulated psychotics willing to kill you at a moment's notice. Hey, they've got assault rifles and they're willing to kill you at a moment's notice. Maybe if they didn't have assault rifles, they couldn't do that. So you need a gun, you're convinced. Or more than one gun. The more guns you have, the safer you are. Well, the poorer you are, for sure. And no one should restrict your access to guns because the Second Amendment guarantees you the right to start shooting anytime you feel threatened. And they're getting that more and more, and they want to have people be able to carry concealed weapons over the state lines and different things like that. That's insane, but that's what Trump and the GOP Congress are trying to get accomplished because they're not worried about guns. They have private protection and security. If you feel threatened, they tell you you should feel like you can stand your ground and shoot anybody you want to because they threaten you. And the hell with any collateral damage, because after all, some of the people killed might be liberals or sane persons who believe they should have control over gun ownership or of the people who can buy weapons, and they certainly don't deserve to live because they feel that the world shouldn't be unrestricted Wild West style killing field. And those who defend the Second Amendment have no use for sanity or reasoned action. All they want is to sell weapons or to buy weapons or to sell guns and feel powerful, I guess. The military-industrial complex is terribly, terribly guilty here, and even Abraham Lincoln warned us about their growing power. And President Eisenhower, in his departing speech, warned about the growing power of the military-industrial complex and how they were becoming out of control, yet in control. Buy more guns. Someone is coming for your guns. Obama, when he was here, or Hillary, that's why they didn't want to get her elected, or whatever. Don't let people threaten your Second Amendment right to kill anybody you want to. Now, when you think about that, you call yourself a Christian, you're supposed to follow the golden rule, and yet you can kill anybody you want to, you think. Because you don't like them, you don't like the way they look, or you don't like what they say, or they stepped on your property or something like that, just because you're angry and you're frustrated because you seem to have no control over your life. I mean, that's wrong. It's wrong to feel that way. You could have control over your life if you would think about just regulating the things that need to be regulated to the point where you are not afraid any longer because nobody is threatening you. Look, there's going to be criminals. Sure, there'll be criminals who have guns. Usually they're shooting at one another. Drug dealers and things like that are usually shooting at one another, not really at innocent people, innocent civilians, although there are collateral damages situations in those, and if we could control those guns, that would be wonderful too. If you just want to be able to kill anybody who suggests that you act in a matter, or in a manner, on any matter, in a manner that some might call sane or reasoned, you feel threatened by that. Because in a world where actually we favor reason, we probably wouldn't be proud of our possession of things which we can kill one another with whenever the mood strikes us. Other countries who have controlled guns do have better rates of murder and things like that. They're almost under control, and I don't care what anybody says. They can bring up all they want to about Switzerland or about Honduras or anywhere like that. The United States still has about the highest murder rate in the world, and a lot of the kids that are killed with assault rifles in schools, but kids are being killed so that we can make the gun manufacturers more wealthy, because they don't worry about their kids. Their kids are protected, they're safe, they're behind huge walls. That's why Trump wants to build a wall. He figures you all want to be behind walls. And so he figures that'll get him more money, because he's not going to do anything. He's going to just argue that we need to have a wall when the wall would be totally ineffective, and we know it. The very idea that a world with a civilized population, or a civilian population too, who are unarmed, scares the hell out of a lot of gun owners, because the NRA says you need guns to defend yourselves from all of the armed felons. Well, maybe. If no one had guns, the world would be more sane. But the problem with that is the weapon makers would have less money. And we can't allow sanity to lower their profit margins, now can we? Or can we? Think about that. Guns are for killing other people, and other people feel just like you do. They have fears and hopes and dreams, and you take that away when you kill them. You take everything away from them when you kill them, and you take away from their families. Perhaps more reasoned actions where we actually do support the idea of the golden rule, where we treat one another as we'd like to be treated, could make a society that's a lot safer. It seems to in places where they actually try it. Why don't we try it here?